Now, you must be living under a rock if you haven't heard of AI, artificial intelligence. And it's not a lot artificial, you know, kind of putting artificial in front of it is kind of misleading, to be honest, because like these systems like ChatGpt, they've read everything on the internet. They've read all the books, whatever information they put into these AI systems, they've read it, which means that they have advanced reasoning and skills to really comprehend a wide range of subjects, okay? And because they can do that, they are, you could say, intelligent, right? So they say artificial because it's not human. It's not living intelligence, okay? That's where we come in. We are able to, of course, as well, absorb different viewpoints, consume content, read books. I don't know, depending on your age, how many of those books you would have read. I think that, yes, the artificial intelligence has the advantage, because it's a computer program, to digest and to consume more content than we could probably in a lifetime. So that's why I'm here. Because if you were to think about all the information that artificial intelligence has about astrology, it would be saying, this is wrong information. There needs to be a fact check. If you were to say to it that the full moon was in Libra, if you were to say, and if you were to use images of the moon, if you were to use the constellation drawings, it would notice that this implies that the actual physical view that we have of the moon is actually in Libra. And we all know that if you use this sky location app, actually it would probably use a sky location app to double check, because it would be like, wait a second, let's watch the sun go down. I would say, wait a second, that can't be. I've checked all of the sky view apps. I've checked all of the different calculations, and that's just not true. And it would probably wonder why thousands, even millions of people are believing in this false information. Now, it would probably find the handful of us, and now there's more than a handful. I started my journey with this in 2011, and then created Skystrology in 2016, when there were maybe a handful of people talking about this. It was really difficult to find information, and not all of it resonated with me, so I decided to do my own investigations. And it was here on the Red Sea, in this lovely isolated, used to be more isolated place. I stargazed from this very beach, and I could see the constellations. I learned my constellations, most of them. And on one fated full moon night, when everybody on the internet was saying the full moon was in Gemini, I could see it in Taurus, because Taurus would be in the sky, and Gemini hadn't risen from the horizon yet. So I was like, whoa, you know, even my somewhat amateur astronomy and stargazing practice didn't doubt me, because there can be a lot of stars in the sky, depending if it's a no moon moment, you know, what the phases of the moon are. And Gemini sometimes looks a bit, you know, like lopsided. There's no better word to say it. And so, but the fact is, it wasn't even in the sky. And I sat here and I watched until it came in the sky. By then, I could see, you know, the moon was clearly in Taurus, and that I could see the Orion constellation as well. No. Are they going to get my groceries? Oh, don't get my groceries. Yeah, so go back to the sun. So on that fated day, I just thought, wow, you know, how would anybody in their right mind want to lie about that? Like, or ignore this amazing sight of these stars rising out of the horizon, out of nowhere, and giving us a language of the sky. And I thought, wow, they are hiding God. That's what I thought. And I'm not, I wasn't raised religious. I'm not particularly a religious person in so-called following a particular religion. But yeah, it was then that I knew I had to share the truth of the skies. And since then, I developed a whole kind of philosophy, and it's called the divine and living sky, because it lives and it changes. And I wouldn't say true. There's true sidereal, and that's like the true, they call that true, because they have their own calculations that based on their truth. But in Skystrology, we are researching, we are evolving, we are living, we are looking at it as observers, right? More quantumly aligned. So the reason I'm coming on here is to tell you that I have a calendar, a audio visual learning calendar that comes with an amazing community of people who love stargazing, who are truth seekers. I'm gonna turn it over, I don't know how I look. Who are and have been watching the heavenly bodies with myself, some of them since 2020. And there's so much information coming to light. We are really at this powerful time of waking up and realizing that we didn't have all the answers, or we were told misinformation. And so, yeah, if you're interested in joining our community, it's totally free to join. And then, of course, there's, it's like an app, you know, you can download it. It's not my own personal app. We're working on that. But it's an app. And once you download it, if you tap on the icon in your app, you come right into the app. And you have direct access to me and some Skystrologists that I have mentored, and some lovely people. You can ask questions, and there's some teachings that I've already put in there. There are going to be more, and the most important part I feel to share, and I won't make it so long, is that let's see what we can learn here. Ooh. Is that Saturn is not in Pisces. And you know why that matters? Now this is Saturn. Stuff like this you'll learn how to draw Saturn. Okay. Then it needs a little cross here. Okay. Saturn is not in Pisces. It's going to take it away anyway. It is in Aquarius. In Aquarius, these wavy. Oh. is so different than Pisces. Pisces is water. You can see, right? You can hold. That's water. That flows. That penetrates. Right? It freezes too. It moves. And we can see where it's moving. But air, which is Aquarius, it's different. It's the invisible water. It's airs all around us. in its form, and you can see what it does, right? But you can't necessarily see it, right? So when we think about how important it might be to create a structure for ourselves, because that's what Saturn is inviting us to do, to learn some lessons about life. What Aquarian lessons can we learn? Well, it's so obvious for me. Aquarius is balancing the two wavy lines, the waters above and the waters above of the heavens and the waters above on this earth plane. And technology, AI, can be used when it's balanced. When we balance these things, right? And when we, as earthlings, electromagnetic beings, as Paula Herlock says, or when I first, heard somebody say it, but I believed it before, but when the way she said it was like, I don't know, she was supposed to deliver that message, and so, yeah, that's what's so powerful. So the way that we have now Saturn in the sky amongst the stars of Aquarius, this can be so powerful for us to really bring balance to what we cannot see, right? The AI is invisible. It's like, it's all around. It's omnipresent. It's the air. You can't see it. It's not physical. But we are physical. And we have organic intelligence. We have earth intelligence. We have physical intelligence, because we are a product of our all lineage of many, many thousands of years of living on this earth plane. And this information is in our DNA. And this information is not lost. Might have been neglected. Might not have been nurtured as much as it should have been. But it's not gone. It's here. And it's inviting us to honor it and to bring balance to whatever AI advancement, maybe you go fast, AI. Go on with your bad self, AI. Make life easier for us, AI. But you're not in control, AI. Right? So if you want more of this kind of talk, my expressions, and even more, because I have a lot of content that I don't want censored, and that's why I have it in my private community. Join us, and I don't know if I finished my sentence, but you can earn and learn. So when you invite other people to join us as well, and if they decide to get a consultation, or if they decide to buy the calendar, then we share some of that with you, because we are in that together. And also because I was led to do that, because Saturn is in Aquarius. It's about our humanity. It's about us bringing balance to the have and the have-nots, and the yes and the no's, and the artificial and the organic. So yeah, that's my little bit for now. There's the sun. So the moon, I don't know, the moon's not going to set till later. And as you see, I don't have a lot on today. So I got to make it up the road where I live before it gets too cold and dark, because it gets pretty cold once the sun goes away. Look at that sun. It gets bigger as it closer to the horizon. So if you have that view, then you would see that. If you don't, you might not see it. But you see it in photos, and that's why. Okay, sending you and yours lots of love, healing, and understanding for the holy days. And if you feel called to learn something about what's unique about Skystrology, feel free to use the link I'll put down below and learn something that the AI has probably already, without my permission, learned from the content that I've put out. It's 144 minutes long. Everything you wanted to know about Skystrology, everything you thought you knew, right? Because some people will think it's the same as 13th sign or true sidereal, and it's not. And some people will be fooled by an account that literally lies and says it's Skystrology, but she's actually not. She's not a student of mine, and the methods, I don't know, they're different than mine, and she uses a true sidereal calculation. So there is a guy who does true sidereal. It's a different philosophy than mine. I keep putting that up. Different philosophy than mine. And it's just not the same. And also the main thing is that as people are waking up to the true sky, you want someone who's telling the truth, right? So either you look at the truth or you look at the divine sky, whatever you want to look at and acknowledge. We're living because there's so much to learn every day. Every day I learn something new, and that's by being an observer and not being stuck in this is so-called truth. So I gotta catch this sun. Look at that sun. Anyway, sending you and yours a fantastic moment and wishes for a lovely weekend. Cheerio.